Afghanistan started this innings like they were testing waters. And they ended it by surfing the tide in complete style. They've managed 188 in their 20 overs. Of course, they were helped by the Hong Kong fielders because they were struggling to catch stuff and they were not really fielding well at all, to be polite. But Atal carried his bat through 73 runs. And we saw Omar Zai come and hit some big shots as well. I'm back with Sir Bhogle. And Kartik, sir.
Kartik,
welcome back.
Got it right.
Welcome back. I practiced it in the comp
I told you
box.
right at the moment, the woman in red has to win.
Achha, he's already gone to that.
I was waiting. I was waiting.
Did it make it too obvious that I was changing the time?
Thank you, Sir Bhogle. I appreciate my first victory in the debut Asia Cup. It feels very good. I'll keep my speech much later for maybe post the Asia Cup.
I want to thank my aunt, my cousin, my sister-in-laws.
No, I want to thank the captain Murtuza because of the dropped catches. There were so many chances they had and they were just not holding on to the catches.
Teflon hands. You cannot drop catches like those. I got the feeling, actually, it might seem very unkind to say that they have a designated catcher in Izakat Khan. But everybody else was putting them down. And Kartik, I mean, you've been a bowler. You know when a fielder's tried hard and dropped a catch, you feel he tried. But if you see the catches that were put down, they were all going to hand.
Yep.
There were sitters that went down.
All regulation catches. And sometimes in a game like this, when you're up against a better opponent, you want to take the first one that comes to hand. And they dropped it. And that was the captain.
There you go.
Yeah. So it doesn't set a great tempo. And I think, what was it? The opener, Sadiq, was dropped 3 or 4 times.
Well, a cat has 9 lives. Atal had 3 today.
Yeah, seriously. I'm absolutely right. And I think when you want to compete at the international level, these are regulation chances. This is something which you want to catch in your sleep. And I think they made a big meal of it.
Well, that's taking nothing away from the way Atal played today because he had those drop chances. He started off slowly and then really consolidated his innings and ended up very well.
Well, sometimes you just need to give substance to the innings and tell yourself, I'll take it deep. Somebody will come and play the flyer. And that is what Azmat Umar Zai did today. He came in and played the flyer. And Sediqullah ensured that the innings kept progressing with a bit of help from the fielders, but kept progressing. To me, the more worrisome thing for Hong Kong, apart from the catches they dropped, was actually a positive for them, which is how their finger spinners bowled.
Yep.
The finger spinners have gone for 75 in 11 overs. So if spin is doing well, and there's 4 spinners in the opposition, it's going to become even more difficult. But yeah, Sediqullah, you know, every time you see an Afghanistan game that you've not been able to watch, so you just see the scorecard, he's got runs over there. So they needed that solidity from somebody. And look, overall, if you're striking at 140, it means you're playing a 156, 157 game. Then if someone else gives you the runs, you're getting a 175, 180 game. So on a track like this, I think it was okay.
But also intelligent cricket from him because he had lost Cricbuzz and Zadran, so he was wanting to consolidate things when he started off.
Yeah, and also it didn't look like one of those wickets where you can come and start walloping the ball. When you just look at the entirety of the innings, I know there were the seam bowling of Hong Kong didn't impress, but every time the spinners came on to bowl, it was not easy. And I think they've got some really crafty spinners. They're not ones who are going to set the world on fire in red ball cricket, but given T20 cricket and the way they operated, I think they were very smart in the way they used the angles, the way they used the pace. But when you think of the others, I think it was tough going. So really good innings from Sadiq. Yeah. Take the chances away.
And then, of course, the way he came and finished it off, that Azmat Umar Zai, we know he was the all-round ICC All-Round of the Year last year. We know he's got everything that is needed and he showed it to us today.
At this stage, he's my player of the match. I mean, I know there's an inning still to be played, but he's the one who's made the difference between a total of sort of 150, 155 and a total, what now, 188. He's the one who's made that difference.
He's also made the difference between Harsha getting the first one and you getting it.
You know, at one point, they were 86 of 12 overs.
Yes, but did we imagine that they'll get to this? Because I didn't think I was winning the prediction game at all. It just looked like it was so slow, so I didn't think that any of us are getting
but Saiyami, you know what happens in T20 cricket is we always talk about this. A couple of overs, an innings like that, a blinder like that, changes things. And you always have to expect it. There are times when you actually look at the score, it doesn't feel like that. But at the end, it turns out to be like that.
Because
And I mean, we've known him to have done that in the past.
Yes.
So he's a player who's capable of doing that. What's interesting is, Kartik, they tried pushing him up to number 4 in earlier games. So he was always this Hardik Pandya kind of player. You know, plays big shots at the end, bowls whenever you want him to bowl. They tried pushing him up to number 4, but clearly now they've said, come back to number 6 and finish the game. I found it interesting too that Mohammad Nabi came in at 4.
Yeah. And I think it is more so to do with the kind of the track.
With the situation.
And also the situation. I think somebody like Nabi is good to manipulate and maneuver the ball. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why they sent him up the order. But at that point of time, when Nabi came in, Sadiq got off to a great start. But then he got stuck in the middle when he was with Nabi. But then later on, he made a better fist of it once he got the hang of those middle overs. But yeah, I think I understand why they thought of Nabi up the order.
But it's also worrisome if at this stage in his career, he's still got to go in to fight the fire.
I suppose as long as you're playing, you want to do it.
But do you think, like Kartik is saying, they wanted to keep Omarzai towards the later end? Because we saw what he did, the over he got out, the 19th over, 6, 4, and then he got out.
Yeah.
So normally that role is kept for a player like Gulbuddin Naib or Karim Janat. But
or Rashid as well sometimes.
But Azmatullah Omarzai is cut from a different cloth. He's a better cricketer than those two. So maybe they thought, keep him down to play this kind of role.
You know, you all spoke about the pitch as well. If this is what we're going to see, do you think the Afghani spinners are sitting and, licking their fingers?
I'm pretty sure Mujib is thinking, why am I not playing? I think when you look at... I said this at the beginning of the show. I said, I don't have a problem. All spinners play. Anyways, their left-arm seamer, Fazlak Farooqi, hasn't had the best of times. If it's just to get the ball old, I don't think you need that because Mujib has operated with the new ball. All their bowlers are capable of doing it. And the match is over in a jiffy when the spinners are bowling.
To remember a game when all 20 overs were bowled by spin.
By spin?
I remember a game in the last 12 to 18 months when all 20 overs were bowled by spin.
It was a SA20 game. I think it was
Can you imagine in South Africa, Kartik, what's the world coming to?
Okay, I'll tell you something. 2009, the top 5 most economical spinners were all spinners. Bowlers were all spinners in 2009 IPL.
Yeah. That might still be true, actually. Spinners economy.
Maybe we'll have Murali Kartik going back and playing in SA20. And then we'll miss him because this is what is happening. The auction was happening today, but you were here at Cricbuzz, so you just missed out.
When we were working together a couple of years ago, he went to shoot a video.
Still working together.
No, we were working together that day too. He went to shoot a video on an off day.
Yeah.
And he came back the next day.
Icing my shoulder.
Oh, yeah, and he went onto the ground.
He was doing everything under the assumption that he was an active player.
Yeah.
And his body says,
and an 18-year-old.
And his body says, excuse me. So I think I'm very happy for Kartik. I always rated him as a cricketer, but at the moment I'm happy to see him here.
Well, Kartik told me he's gotten back to his training, so you never know. But I know he's a happy man today. If he looks at that bowling card, you see those spinners doing very well. And just the way you said, I know I'm waiting to speak about one particular spinner which we leave for Mr. Harsha Bhogle, which is the last name on that card. But besides that, who are the people who impressed you today?
I think obviously the contenders are Ehsan and Yasin Murtaza because of their experience and the way they bowled. I told you, the oddity of Yasin Murtaza's action, that double jump, is very similar to the way you bowl. Saiyami off the wrong foot. It actually takes a batter by surprise. Suddenly he bowls one quick one and he's got that funny action. It's a double loop sort of a thing. Never easy. And Ehsan, I've spoken about him. He's quite canny, uses the angles well. But the surprise package, and I think 2 wickets at a crucial stage, and the way he bowled was Harsha's man.
The Kinchit Baddal kai bolaयचे Kinchit?
Kinchit ne bharpur bolaयचे. No, I mean, he bowled well.
Yes.
Why would you take him off? I would have thought they might have got another over
runs, so
in one of the overs.
Yeah.
He was 3 overs for 24, so he did okay.
Yeah.
But you know, you look at him bowl, he doesn't look like he's going to create a lot of trouble.
You don't need to. I think T20 cricket, you don't need to. You just need to be smart.
Yeah, on that surface. But you know, there are some surfaces where the finger spinners, you look at the finger spinner, you think, wow, but the wrist spinners don't do as well. And I wonder if it's that kind of wicket because there's Noor, there's Rashid, but they're just too good. I think they'll be too good for this batting
Too
side.
good and too many of them as well.
Yeah.
But you were talking about the angles. Is that what was working for the Hong Kong spinners today?
It is. At the end of the day, you know, T20 cricket, you don't want to be predictable. In T20 cricket, as a spinner, you're always trying to second guess the batter. in T20 cricket, you always want to use the surface sometimes. And as a finger spinner sometimes, and this is a chat which me and Ashwin had, why is it that there are times where a wrist spinner does well? Wrist spinners, not the ones who spin, but the ones who bowl, because they themselves don't know what lengths they're going to bowl. Whereas a finger spinner is a lot more consistent in his length and sometimes can get a bit predictable, and that's why you need to use those angles. And I think those bowlers use the angles really well. You need to be canny and smart.
They were smart with the spin department, but 188 a bit too much. Do you think it's a very steep hill to climb?
Way too much, I think. I mean, this is not to... You never disrespect a team that's playing in an Asia Cup, but you just look at the bowling is clearly the stronger half of Afghanistan side. And the other half is delivered to you 180 plus. And
a better fielding unit also.
Better.
Yes.
Which is not saying a lot, but yes.
No, we've seen them dive and jump around with some great catches.
A better fielding unit than what we saw from Hong Kong. But it's just that players like Rashid and Noor and Umarzai, they've gone and played in the biggest franchise leagues in the world. So they're vastly experienced and just very, very different pedigree. So, yeah, 188. If Hong Kong come close, wow, it's going to be some chase.
You know, you spoke about the spinners for Afghanistan, but there's this one player who has been a little inconsistent for them, Fazalok Farooqi, and he's somebody who will want to get going from the word go. We know that Naveen-ul-Haq is there to give him company as well, but he wants to come back and get his consistency going.
Actually, I'm a bit surprised because of what he has as a bowler, as a left-arm seamer. He's got swing. He's not the tallest of human beings, but he's a he's a strong man. So I'm actually surprised that he hasn't done as well as you would want. Obviously, IPL, his economy rates were over the roof.
But worrisome is the SCL, that's their Afghanistan local league. Even there, he's going at 8.9.
Exactly. That's what I'm a bit surprised. You don't know why that is. Has he got any niggles? Has he got any injuries? Is it a real loss of form? But someone like him shouldn't be out of form for too long. Because again, he's a strong man, very feisty again, which you expect from Afghanistan. So I'm a bit surprised that that form has continued for such a long time.
Feisty, that word gets me back to Lisa Stalekar because that's the word that's...
Yes, she's feisty.
Yeah. No, but...
she has something in common with Kartik. Both finger spinners, both feisty.
Both.
I kept telling Kartik, even when he was playing, he's a fast bowler trapped in a spin bowler's
I started off as a fast bowler.
Yeah, you did, and then you swapped. But a little bit more on Fazalok Farooqi because he has got Naveen-ul-Haq now on his side. But with Afghanistan, we know we keep speaking about the spin department because this has got a plethora of spinners in that side. But they will want him to strike early. And with a team like Hong Kong, you can get your form going.
And I'd like to see him get wickets with pace on. Sometimes, I think we saw that briefly with Mustafizur.
Yes.
When pace off becomes your stock ball, people start getting used to you being a pace off. It's no longer that element of surprise, which is something that Fazalok Farooqi also does. He's a better bowler than just a pace off bowler. Because I think he can go 135 plus, can't he?
I think that's a very valid point you make because sometimes many of these get caught up in the slower ones, in the pace of deliveries. Jaydev Unadkat, for example, or Mustafizur, they've got a good enough stock delivery which is fast. So the change of pace is an option which should be an element of surprise and not as a batter that you expect that the seam-up delivery becomes the surprise weapon. So I'm pretty sure that is why I'm a bit surprised because Fazalok Farooqi with that short stature, that bustling action, got a lot of shape. The odd one kept or maintained that angle. I'm a bit surprised that loss of form has actually continued for such a long time.
He's up against what is probably the strongest arm for Hong Kong, which is that opening combination of Zishan and Anshuman. So he's got his job cut out. If he can provide breakthroughs there, then he'll be happy.
You reckon he'll get some swing here in these hot conditions, humid conditions? I don't know. I'm hoping he gets some.
Yeah, because he's a cut above what we saw from Hong Kong. So he should be able to get something.
You know, I'm going to quickly squeeze in a question that I wanted to ask you all in the pre-match show. Little related to what Soumya was asking us.
I thought you have found one more quiz question to come.
The quiz questions, we have a clear-cut winner today, so no more quiz questions.
It'll always be that way.
You never know. Never say never.
Both of us are now experienced enough to know that we keep on talking so that you don't ask the uncomfortable questions.
No, it's not uncomfortable at all. It's talking about tomorrow's match because there is so much hype around what the playing 11 is going to be. you know, those 5 test matches, I really felt so bad for Kuldeep because he was not given a chance. He couldn't make it to the test side for 5 test matches. We all see him coming in. Varun, Kuldeep, who's it going to be?
I think as Kartik said right at the start, it depends on what surface you're playing. If it's a surface that requires you to play both wristies, then they might go with that, but that means you can only play one of Bumrah and Arshdeep, because knowing Gautam Gambhir now, he wants batting all the way down to 8. I think Harshit Rana has been put in that side as someone who could possibly bat at 8. At the moment, Harshit Rana, the batter at 8 is an illusion, but he's got the big shot. So they could play Harshit Rana at 8 and then play 2 spinners. That's the only way, in my view, they can play both Varun and Kuldeep.
But as a starter, you think it's going to be Varun?
Look, whatever we've seen in the recent past, Varun had a very good time. I know I'm a huge fan of Kuldeep, not because of what he provides, but also on any surface. I think he's got all the goods to actually outclass a batsman. And that's one of my principal feelings with Kuldeep all the way. And also with his recent form and the way he's been bowling during the IPL and otherwise, I know that it's a big miss for him to be sitting out. But sometimes if they see your team composition a certain way, and as Harsha mentioned, if the coach and the captain think, oh, we need to have batting till 8, unfortunately, somebody whose proficiency is a spin bowling misses out, and you see Varun Chakravarti, who's got wickets, who's done well in the recent past, or the last time he turned out for India. I think it happens that way, and you feel bad for Kuldeep Yadav. And that exactly was the case even during the test series that you mentioned. Every pundit, whether in India or in England, including the English, thought that it should be Kuldeep Yadav.
Everybody.
The Indian team didn't think that way.
If Kuldeep was a bona fide number 8, he'd walk into every side.
But I'm a bit surprised because he can bat.
He can, of course.
In test match cricket, he can bat.
But it's just so much pressure nowadays because a specialist spinner, you know, you want to focus on what you do as a spinner. I don't know how
But it's interesting, Varun Chakravarti can't bat.
Yes.
Kuldeep can bat. Yeah. And Kuldeep is a better mover than Varun Chakravarti on the field.
I don't know how much time you spent with Kuldeep, but from what I've read, what I've heard, he's someone who likes that arm around him. He needs that confidence. We saw it in the IPL franchises when he moved. When he got a team that supported him, he flourished. So he is somebody who also want that support and confidence from the team management.
So ironically, if you had a seam bowler, say either of Bumrah or Arshdeep, who could bat at 8, Kuldeep would have played. So even in England, if one of the Indian fast bowlers could have batted a little bit, Kuldeep would have played. So he's struggling for 2 reasons. One is because he's not pulling his weight as a batter, which I think in Test cricket he's perfectly capable of hanging around. But in this team, if you had a fast bowler who could bat at 8, Kuldeep would be playing both.
Okay, I'll ask you a very simple question. Just as a bowler, is it Varun Chakravarti or Kuldeep Yadav? For all conditions, against all opposition.
On current form, still Varun. In the short form, where batters are constantly attacking you, I'd go Varun. If you had to think a batter out, I'd go with Kuldeep.
I somehow still feel
You feel Varun?
Kuldeep.
No, he thinks Kuldeep.
You feel Kuldeep?
I know he likes Kuldeep, yeah. And
no, in the sense that he's got all the goods.
Yes.
When you want a wicket in the middle. Look, somebody like Varun Chakravarti, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's performed exceptionally well. He's got a few tricks. And if a batter sits on him, can he get wickets? My thought process is that way. Whereas Kuldeep, you throw him into a situation, he can be economical, he can get you wickets. And at the end of the day, if you're looking at a team which has got some batting and some fielding, Kuldeep is definitely...
Well, I really will be very happy to continue this discussion inside because the game has started. Unfortunately, you all won't be privy to it, but I will let you all know what happens with the discussion. I know that I won the prediction game, gentlemen.
So start.
Well done.
So,
well done.
Start.
Thank you.
So
Thank
start.
You. So I start with Hong Kong coming into bat. I am going with 38.
I'm going with 33.
Ooh.
36. No, I'll go 42.
42. 42.
33.
33. 38.
38.
That's what we have. Let's see if we have another winner or if I win double today. keeping my fingers
I love
crossed.
her modesty. Let's see if the other two have got a chance. Otherwise, I might just win again. Well done.
It's good to see her saying that because in earlier shows she has never said that.
Yeah.
No, it's just this beginning luck, beginner's luck. I don't think I'm winning after this, so I might as well make the most of it. But Hong Kong needs to make the most of it as well, and they need to make up for the way they've fielded. And if, like Sir Harsha said, if they reach 189, they will be a very delighted team. We'll give you all the updates at the 10 over point at the Cricbuzz Combox. Thank you so much for watching Cricbuzz Live.